One of the greatest nights that we celebrate on the island. And first of all, as chairman, I want to thank all of you for taking the time and making the commitment both tonight and in all the ways that you commit to our beautiful, exceptional island and to all the ministries that we run on that island. It's a very special place where I think all of us feel that the presence of our loving Lord is immediately felt the moment you drive over the causeway. And great things happen on that island, and I have been blessed to be a part of the board and to be a part of the island for many, many years. But it is truly, I view as the greatest mission in the history of missions, because through our Maximilian Kolbe program, recovery program, we are literally saving lives. And all that you do is contributing to our ability to continue on that path. And I will speak a little bit later this evening and have maybe a few more remarks, but what I would like to do right now is one of the things that this evening is intended to do is to help us continue to advance and move our recovery program. And there is no better way for us to do that than to introduce you to either one of our current residents or to one of our alumni. And I have had the pleasure to work with Kevin Bartlett, who is one of our alums, who is at Texas Tech right now as a junior. In human studies is his major. He has had an amazing journey that he is going to share with you, and I applaud him for having the courage and the ability to stand up and share it with you. The road has taken him through many hurdles to Texas Tech, where he is actually making great advancements and is prepared to enter the world shortly as a college graduate. But the road had its bumps, and for a period of time, he called Enders Island his residence, and he will let you know in his own words the manner in which that experience enabled him to move forward and brought him to the incredible place that he is today. So without any further commentary, I'd like to introduce Kevin Bartlett, who I've had the pleasure to get to know, who's an amazing young man.
Thank you, Tim, for that wonderful introduction. Good evening. My name is Kevin Bartlett, and I have been in recovery from drugs and alcohol since June 20th, 2014. I am profoundly grateful and humbled to have been given the opportunity to share my story with all of you tonight. Growing up, I was abundantly blessed. I lived in a beautiful house with my family in a beautiful town. I went on vacations, I traveled around playing sports, I attended reputable schools. I was a happy child. All I desired was to make people laugh and to ride bikes with my friends. However, as my adolescence progressed, so too did my struggles mentally. These struggles provoked feelings of guilt and confusion within me. Around the world, millions of kids are victims of starvation, violence, homelessness. I could not reconcile how I, having been given every opportunity under the sun, could possibly feel so unhappy, angry, and lost. How is it that my spoon is not silver enough? One of the things that Father Tom and the other exceptionally wise, benevolent people that were a part of my journey on Enders Island taught me provides the answer to this question. My happiness comes from within. There exists no opportunity or material good that can provide it for me. I must be diligent and committed to providing it for myself. Unfortunately, before I was given the miracle of Enders Island, I had to learn many hard lessons. I had to inflict excruciating pain upon myself and the people around me. My drug use began during my freshman year of high school. Drugs seemed to ease my depression and numb my anxiety. My use quickly became obsessive and necessary in order for me to function. The drugs gained complete control of me. My siblings had to hide their money because I constantly stole from them in order to get high. My relationships with them grew more and more distant until they hardly existed. My parents' attempts at helping me were met with rage and utter disrespect, and my relationships with them became very strained as well. Once a good, respectful student, my grades plummeted, and I constantly faced disciplinary action at school. Gone was the well-mannered, fun-loving person that I once was. I became an angry, selfish, and problematic young man. Upon my graduation from high school, amazingly, I was offered a scholarship to play baseball at the State University of New York at Albany. The chance to play college baseball was a dream of mine since I was a little kid, and it greatly saddens me to this day that I was unable to give myself to this dream. My drug use became much more serious in college, and instead of chasing my dream of academic and athletic success, I spent my days chasing highs. I had come to believe I needed drugs in order to survive. After a year at Albany, I failed out of school and my scholarship was revoked. Subsequently, I accepted a Division II baseball scholarship at another university, but once again, a geographic change proved fruitless. I had failed out of my second university, and I moved back to my mother's house at 23 years old. I was utterly depressed. I hated myself for all the amazing opportunities I had squandered. I had no goals or visions for my future. I was lost. I continued to use drugs to try and get through each day as numbly as possible. Despite my struggle, I knew that deep inside me was a good person with values, morals, and potential. I wanted desperately to bring these things to the surface, but I knew I needed help to do so. And on June 20th, 2014, I reached out for that help. I took the biggest leap of my life. I was admitted into a 30-day inpatient rehab facility. While there, I began making plans as to what I would do next, and my father had heard about Ender's Island from a friend of his. While I was in rehab, my father and mother met with Father Tom, and he agreed to take me in. The year I spent living on Ender's Island completely transformed my life. When I arrived there, I was a very angry and defeated young man. I was mad at myself, my situation. I was mad at the world. Father Tom and the other members of the Ender's Island community are undoubtedly the most genuine, compassionate, selfless people I have ever met. And the unconditional love they showed me slowly washed away my anger. On the island, I was provided structure. I learned to live each day productively. I went to Mass every morning where I interacted with loving people of faith, and I learned that God loves me simply because I am me. I volunteered at a soup kitchen and learned how satisfying it is to give to other people while expecting nothing in return. I attended Alcoholics Anonymous meetings every evening. I learned hard work and humility. Father Tom, after a few months on the island, wanted me to take a job at McDonald's. While I was hesitant, I trusted him implicitly and agreed to take the job. As it turns out, I am not above flipping burgers at McDonald's. The lessons I learned on Ender's Island are endless. If I could try to sum all of them up in one thought, it would be this. I learned that love is always the answer. When I treat everyone around me with love, when I treat myself with love, when everything I do is done with love, my life is happy, joyous, and free. Another important lesson I learned on Ender's Island is that I must leave my comfort zone in order to grow as a person. One of Ender's Island's focuses is to provide the young men there with opportunities after their departure. Father Tom knew that I wanted to attend college, and he did everything in his power to put me in a position to do so. He introduced me to the collegiate recovery community at Texas Tech University, where Dr. Kitty Harris is a national leader. The thought of moving across the country for college was very intimidating, but my experience on Ender's Island proved to me that uncomfortable, intimidating experiences are so very valuable. The foundation I gained at Ender's Island allowed me to believe in myself enough to make the move to Texas. Today, I'm a junior at Texas Tech University, studying human sciences. For the first time in my life, I'm having success academically. I want to become a therapist to help people overcome their problems the same way so many people have helped me. I have an amazing job at a drug rehabilitation center. I have great relationships with my friends and my family. Today, I am happy. I have so much hope for my future. Although I no longer live on Enders Island, it will forever hold a very special place in my heart. In the community there, I will forever consider my family. I'm sorry. I will always be in debt to each and every one of you for your role in shaping me into the man I am today. And to each and every one of you here tonight, my recovery would not have been possible without you. Not only in a financial sense, but in a spiritual sense as well. The fact that there are people like you out there who believe in recovery and believe in second chances is beautiful. Your belief in the transformation of people like me helps me to believe in myself. I know I speak not only for myself, but for countless others when I say, I'm eternally grateful. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Each and every one of you, by supporting Enders Island, you're helping to save lives. And thank you so much.